if you get a chance to go, you need to go because it is a learning experience. You have your own practices that you do at home, but at least you can come down here and see people's other practices, maybe learn something to take back home with you.
Nick Smith is one of 25 farmers and ranchers who traveled to Florida for the 2024 Louisiana Farm Bureau Livestock Advisory Committee Beef Tour. He joined the chorus of high praise for the trip and encourages his friends and neighbors across the state to get involved and join the next trip like this. Now, direct sales, adapting practices, a little ingenuity, strong support from a spouse. These are all pretty common ingredients that make up many farms and ranches in Louisiana. TWILA's Karl Wiggers shows us why a visit to Quincy Cattle Company in Chiefland, Florida really stood out to many on the trip.
Cattle for as far as the eye can see. To these producers from Louisiana, that is a sight to behold. Don Quincy is the owner of Quincy Cattle Company in Chiefland, Florida, which has evolved a lot over the years.
We started out as a small cow-calf herd, grew to doing backgrounding for people all over the country, expanded into developing heifers for ranches and developing bulls for seed stock producers, and eventually started feeding out cattle for different programs.
One of those programs really caught the attention of Mitch Marsalis, a cattleman from Northwest Louisiana. He says he's planning to go home and implement some of these things he's learned on this visit.
Every one of these tours that I've been on, I've been able to carry something back and utilize that information in either in my production on the cattle or the hay production, even some of our timber production. Trying to find those commodities that are close to the house that we can use to mix feed for our calves. But the parallelism that I saw with him on a much smaller level was we started our meat label during COVID the same time he did.
And it was tough, especially in the beginning, because we didn't know much about what we were doing. It took a lot to learn, and my wife, Donna, was instrumental in really getting that thing on its legs and understanding what we had to do and the marketing and understanding the yields out of these carcasses and how that was so important to the bottom line. But it has become an integral part of our business.
Quincy says closing the gap between the farm and the consumer is key to his business. Shortening that supply chain has led to maximizing profits on this ranch. This direct-to-consumer approach changed the game for Marsalis.
That business has grown for us in the fact that we were able to put it in the consumer during COVID when they couldn't get it at the grocery store. They were willing to try that fresh local beef, and we're able to sell all the animals we can get processed.
Profits aside, Quincy says the added benefit to this business structure is their ability to show consumers exactly where their food comes from.
We're proud of what we do. We're proud of how we do it. And, and we find that a lot of people this day and time have a real interest in knowing more about their food that's going into this. So we're happy to give them that experience.
In Chiefland, Florida, I'm Karl Wiggers for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture.
You can shop online for all kinds of products from Quincy Cattle Company, ranging from beef jerky to a side of beef, individual cuts of beef, and even the seasoning to cook it with. We'll link you to all of that on our website at twilatv.org. But you don't really have to go that far to find great beef. You can find that at your local farmers market. There are lots of Louisiana ranchers who sell directly to consumers. You can also find them online. Take a look at our website, twilatv.org. I think you'll be able to find a few.